Episode 2, The Mechanics of Creation. Series title, Seth Speaks, The Eternal Validity of the Soul. It is the most famous sentence in the history of metaphysics. 5 words that have launched 1,000 books, self-help coaches, and entire spiritual movements. You create your own reality. But when Seth spoke these words through Jane Roberts in a small, dimly lit apartment in Elmira, New York, he wasn't offering a Hallmark greeting card. He wasn't talking about a wish list, a vision board, or simply staying positive. He was describing a cold, hard, biological and spiritual law. A law as consistent and unforgiving as gravity. In this episode, we are going behind the cliché. We are going to look at the how. How does a silent thought inside your skull become a physical object in your hand? Seth's core argument is that you do not inhabit a world that exists independently of you. You are not a guest in a pre-made universe, struggling to survive its conditions. Instead, you are like a highly sophisticated 3D projector. Your beliefs, your feelings, and your deepest expectations are the film running through the lens of your consciousness. What you see on the screen of your life, your physical health, the people you meet, your bank account, even the street you live on is simply the projection. Most of us spend our entire lives trying to change the movie by screaming at the screen. We try to change our results by working harder, by fighting our circumstances, or by blaming bad luck or the economy. But Seth says this is like trying to change a movie by painting over the cinema screen with white paint. It is a massive waste of energy. To change the reality, you must change the film. You must change the inner data. To understand this, we have to look at Seth's definition of a thought. In our society, we think thoughts are nothing. We think they are airy, weightless, and confined to our heads. Seth tells us we are wrong. A thought is a physical event. Every thought you have is a pulse of electromagnetic energy. Every emotion you feel is a chemical and energetic charge that sends a signal out into the environment. Seth introduces us to the concept of EE units, electromagnetic energy units. Think of these as the pixels of the universe. They are smaller than any atom. They are the building blocks of matter itself. These EE units respond to the intensity of your desire and the strength of your belief. When you hold a thought with enough emotional charge, it begins to attract these units. They cluster together. They gain mass. They blink into physical existence through what Seth calls coordination points. Coordination points are like invisible grid lines in space where energy is more easily converted into matter. Your home, your body, and your workplace are all built upon these invisible grids. You are literally weaving your environment out of the energy of your own mind. Now, let's talk about the point of power. Many people hear, "You create your reality," and immediately feel a weight of guilt or despair. They think, if I created this illness or this poverty, then I am a failure. Seth's message is the exact opposite. He tells us, the point of power is in the present. You are not at the mercy of your childhood. You are not a prisoner of your past lives. You are not even a victim of your genetic code. Your genes are not a blueprint that cannot be changed. They are a set of instructions that respond to your current beliefs. Every moment, your cells are listening to your internal dialogue. If you tell yourself you are tired, aging, or sick, the EE units in your body will align to that frequency. But if you change the signal now, the body begins to follow the new blueprint immediately. Reality is not static. It is pulsating. It is turning on and off thousands of times per second. In the off moment, you have the opportunity to change the pattern for the next on moment. But here is the catch, and this is where most people get stuck. The universe doesn't give you what you want. The universe gives you what you expect. There is a massive difference between a wish and a belief. A wish is a surface-level thought. A belief is a core expectation of how the world works. If you say, "I want to be wealthy," but your core belief, the one you learned as a child, is that money is the root of all evil, or rich people are greedy, your reality will always reflect the belief, not the wish. You will unconsciously sabotage your own success to stay in alignment with your core beliefs. These core beliefs are the invisible architects of your life. They sit in the basement of your mind, quietly deciding what is possible and what is impossible for you. Seth challenges us to become mental detectives. He wants us to look at our lives as if they were a mirror. If you don't like what you see in the mirror, you don't break the glass. You change your face. Ask yourself, what belief must I hold to produce this result in my life? If you are constantly meeting people who lie to you, don't ask why people are so bad. Ask, what do I believe about the trustworthiness of the world? If you are constantly struggling with your health, don't ask why your body is failing you. Ask, what do I believe about my body's ability to heal? This transition from victim to creator is the most difficult journey a human can take. It requires radical responsibility. It means you can no longer blame your parents, your ex-partner, the government, or even fate. But the reward is total freedom. If you are the one who created the mess, you are the only one with the power to uncreate it. You are not a puppet on a string. You are the one holding the strings. You are an apprentice god, learning to use the tools of creation. As Seth famously said, you are given the gift of the gods. Your thoughts become matter. In our next episode, we are going to dive even deeper into the multiverse. We will explore the concept of probable realities. We will answer the question, what happened to the version of you that married the person you left? Or the version of you that took that job in a different city? According to Seth, those versions of you still exist, and you can tap into their wisdom. Before we close today, I have a task for you. Take a look at your day today. Identify one recurring problem, something that frustrates you every week. Now, stop looking at the problem and look for the belief behind it. What are you expecting to happen? What film are you running through your projector? Write that belief down in the comments below. By naming the belief, you take away its power. By speaking it, you begin the process of changing the film. The screen is waiting. What will you project next? If the ideas we've discussed today have shifted something in your perspective, please hit the like button. It's the simplest way to signal to the algorithm and the world that these deep conversations on consciousness truly matter. But we aren't just here to watch, we are here to practice. As we prepare to enter the world of probable realities in our next episode, I want us to start the work of the mental detective right now. Leave a comment below with your answer to this question. If you could change just one core belief about yourself tonight, knowing that your physical reality must follow suit, what would that new belief be? Are you ready to stop screaming at the screen and start changing the film? Subscribe to ensure you don't miss our journey into the multiverse. I am your host, and this has been Seth Speaks. The power is in the present. I'll see you in the next reality. Welcome to the reality of your own making.